Hello, my name's Maite Gobel, and I'm doing my presentation of a reading strategy. The strategy that I chose was reading, and it was C9, read aloud. And the ideal scenario for the read aloud was that when the read aloud is done in a classroom, it should be done in a group setting, and that the content, the book selected, should go along with any current material that you're covering in class already. Any themes, topics, genres being studied in the class should, the book should pertain to that so that the kids can make connections there. Ideal grade levels for read alouds are infancy to high school, so there's really a broad range of age groups that you can use the strategy for, which is great. And before selecting a book, you want to make sure that it's appropriate for the grade level you choose, and that it's being read to the English proficiency of the students. So say your student has a low English proficiency, you want to do a level above that, because you want to make sure you give them access to text beyond their current level of ability to read. I chose Wilbur as my material for the book to read for this presentation, and I'm going to go ahead and read it and show you how read alouds are done. So Wilbur by Leslie Halakowski, pictures by Lee Harper. Wilbur. Wilbur had a little trouble with the herd today, said Ma. What happened? Asked Pa. I don't want to stand still with the sheep, said Wilbur. I ran with the dogs instead. But those dogs are half wild, said Pa. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? They'll run circles around you, said Ma. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Now, does Dad look worried? Yeah, he looks a little worried, huh? All right. Don't worry, said Grandpa. But Ma and Pa pulled on their wool all night long. Now, why do you think that Ma and Pa were pulling on their wool? What makes you think that? What in this picture makes you think that? Wilbur had a little trouble in the shearing barn today, said Ma. What happened? Asked Pa. I don't want to shear my wool, said Wilbur. Being woolly feels nice. But it's springtime, said Pa. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Your wool is so long, said Ma. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Don't worry, said Grandpa. But Ma and Pa pulled on their wool all night long. Still pulling their wool, so do you think they're worried? What does it mean to be worried? Wilbur had a little trouble carding wool today, said Ma. What happened? Asked Pa. I carded my own wool, said Wilbur. No more tangles. Now, do you think he looks silly? Because that's what he's supposed to be doing, right? He didn't want to do that, so he did it to his own wool. But sheep don't card wool on their bodies, said Pa. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Now, does his dad look worried here? What makes you think that? You look so different, said Ma. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Don't worry, said Grandpa. But Ma and Pa pulled on their wool all night long. Wilbur had a little trouble spinning today, said Ma. What happened? Asked Pa. I rode around on the spinning wheel in Wilbur, said Wilbur. It was fun. But spinning is not supposed to be fun, said Pa. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Your yarn is all loopy, said Ma. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Don't worry, said Grandpa. But Ma and Pa pulled on their wool all night long. Wilbur had a little trouble dyeing wool today, said Ma. What happened? Asked Pa. Instead of dyeing the yarn, I dyed myself, said Wilbur. I like experimenting. You look unbelievable, said Pa. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? It will never wash out, said Ma. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Don't worry, said Grandpa. But Ma and Pa pulled on their wool all night long. Do you think Wilbur's going to keep doing these crazy things that his Ma and Pa are so worried about? Wilbur had a little trouble weaving today, said Ma. What happened? Asked Pa. I put my head in the loom, said Wilbur, to weave my forelock. But that's not what you were shown, said Pa. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Do you think Wilbur's having fun? It's unheard of, said Ma. I know, said Wilbur. Isn't it great? Don't worry, said Grandpa. But Ma and Pa pulled on their wool all night long. Finally, Ma and Pa took Wilbur aside and said, You must follow the flock, dear. It is what we sheep do from now on. You will stay with the herd like everyone else. You will shear wool like everyone else. You will card wool like everyone else. You will spin wool like everyone else. You will dye wool like everyone else. You will weave wool like everyone else. Oh, said Wilbur. Now, do you think he's happy? What makes you think that? What in this picture makes you think that? Why do you say that? He thought and thought all night long. And from then on, he taught everyone to run with the dogs, to let their wool grow, to card their own wool, to spin crazy yarn, to experiment with color, and to weave their forelocks. Ma and Pa put their heads in their hooves and sighed. Wilbur does not think like we do, said Ma. I know, said Pa. Now everyone looks like Wilbur and acts like Wilbur, said Ma. I know, said Pa. How will we ever find him? So do you think Wilbur did what Ma and Pa wanted? What makes you say that? Don't worry, said Grandpa, and they found Wilbur. Now, I feel that this is a really great book for maybe first grade, kindergarten, starting out school, to let you know that everybody's different, everybody likes different things, and that it's okay, and you know, sometimes it's okay to like the same things or to be different. And some references that I found on this were that read aloud strategies help students with English language learners develop new vocab and syntactic awareness. It also allows and offers an engaging context-embedded opportunity to teach features of academic language and English for ELLs. And lastly, it helps them with language acquisition. It helps them develop vocabulary. They get to feel rhythm of the language. It also introduces content to students that they may not choose themselves. Hearing the text aloud also helps them to connect with the words and discover new interests. And that was stated by Regina Scherer. She's a Spanish teacher and she also taught ELLs. Thanks.